How do we handle self-doubt when we're manifesting? You've probably seen the videos, read the books that tell you that all you need to do is believe. Believe it before you see results and have total certainty in your mind that it's going to manifest. So then how do you handle it when that doubt creeps in? But what if it doesn't happen? Or but what if I can't do it? Or what if it doesn't work out? How do you navigate those big feelings that sometimes feel like they're getting in our way? And how do we allow ourselves to be human and embrace all of the emotions that do happen to us and still manifest what we want? In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 main strategies that I know will really help you if you're going through this, mainly because they've helped me. Before we dive into this video, I want to invite you to a powerful manifestation masterclass that I'm going to be delivering on Thursday, May the 4th, 2023. You know that with my YouTube channel anyway, I do tend to go into the deeper psychological side to manifestation because that's how my brain works. I love it when somebody can logically explain to me why something will help me to get results, why something is worth me dedicating the time and energy to. And my intention with creating the masterclass is to help each and every person who registers for it to leave the masterclass having a shift in your perspective, in your energy, which is then going to change the trajectory of your life in a positive direction if you implement the things that I share. So if you feel like you were meant to see this invitation, definitely head straight away to the link in the description and I will see you there. So the first thing that will really help you if you're struggling with self-doubt and manifestation is to immediately, straight away, stop putting what you want on a pedestal. Stop putting it here in your mind while you put yourself here. You're thinking that it's above you. You're thinking that it's bigger than you. You're thinking that it's out of reach. And the more that we focus our energy on wanting something so badly, the more resistance we are creating. Take a moment to acknowledge the fact that actually anything is possible. Anything is within your reach. If you've seen anybody else create, achieve, manifest something, they are no greater than you. All of us are equal in this game of manifestation. We might not feel equal in other games of life or society, but in the manifestation game, no one is better or worse or more deserving or less deserving than you. And quite simply, we create the stories as to whether we believe something is within our reach or out of our reach. We are the biggest factor to play when it comes to manifestation in terms of whether we think that something is possible for us or not. So as much as you might think, well, Lucie, I do really want this thing. How can I not want something that I really want? I know this can be a tricky one, but a hugely important spiritual practice is the practice of detachment. And I heard Jay Shetty share something recently. Detachment doesn't mean that you own nothing. Detachment means that nothing owns you. I find that so powerful because sometimes when we hear people talk about, let it go, just be detached from the process, it can be hard to grasp because there you are thinking, but I actually want these things, or is it bad for me to aspire for more? In this practice of being happy and satisfied and feeling good now, where does my goals fit in with that picture? Like, am I supposed to be dreaming and thinking about the future and what I want, or am I supposed to stay happy with where I'm at? Or can I do both? It can be very confusing, right? So detachment is that nothing owns you is the real key. You can want as much as you want. You can aspire to grow and expand and manifest and experience all of the wonders that are available to us in this 3D reality that we came down and chose to experience. But not at the detriment, not at the loss of ourselves. So I believe that the key is to be totally guilt-free and in love with the idea that you as a constantly expanding human being and spiritual being can want next levels, but that those next levels don't own you. don't rob you of your happiness right now. Don't let your pursuit of more or better rob you from the enjoyment of your current reality. You might be thinking, well, Lucie, my current reality isn't ideal. There's all of this stuff around me that I don't want. And I want a reality where I'm surrounded by things that I do want. Respect, completely get where you're coming from, granted. But I invite you to embark on and engage with the spiritual practice of finding the blessings in your current situation, seeing the beauty of where you are right now, activating the feelings of love, of joy, and of gratitude, the abundance of air that you can breathe all day long, the abundance of clean drinking water that you have access to, the abundance of information through free online platforms like YouTube. Seeing the abundance in your life everywhere is a perspective that you can then take with you to the next level in your life. Because here's the other side of that same coin. Once you get to that desired place where you've achieved a number or a specific thing that you want to manifest, you take you with you there. Meaning you take how you see the world with you everywhere. And I don't say this for a pity party. I don't want sympathy, but when I reached 100,000 subscribers and got that gorgeous shiny silver plaque that I had on my vision board and I'd scripted about it and so on, after the initial enjoyment faded, I was left with my habitual thoughts and feelings about myself and the world. So the excitement had worn off and the self-doubt started to creep in again. I feel like an imposter. I need to be better. I need to buy a new camera. I need to make fancier videos. I need to edit them in some kind of special way. And I don't have any good ideas, and I don't think I can be consistent, and I'm feeling burnt out. I feel like a failure. I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like I can't do this. I feel like I don't deserve more. It was a real wake-up call for me to realize that I thought that achieving a specific goal, which I had put up there on a pedestal, I thought that that would make my life better. I thought that that would, more importantly, make all my problems go away. And it can make your life better, but it doesn't necessarily take your problems away if the problems are internal and mental. So go for it. Pursue what you want to pursue. Manifest whatever you want to manifest. But if you're putting it on some kind of pedestal where you're delaying your happiness or thinking that it's going to solve your problems or take your pain away, I would challenge that. And you might not even want to hear this part of the video, but this is the key. And basically all I'm saying is you get to take your power back. Instead of giving power to this thing, this goal, this future thing that you want and thinking that that's the thing that's going to make my life better, you get to make your life better. You get to feel better about yourself now without anything extra to prove that you are a good enough, worthy person. You get to indulge yourself in the luxury of feeling good about yourself rather than beating yourself up, being your own worst critic, or thinking that something is going to make you better or you feel better about you. That's the real spiritual juice. Everything you need is within you, and you've probably heard that before. But this is really the most important thing. And when you know that this is really the most important thing, then those goals no longer feel like this emotional desperation thing that's going to solve your problems and make you happy. You start to bring the focus more here again, and you start to realize that this is the most important thing for me to be focusing on. This contains the answers, the satisfaction, the feelings of love and belonging and safety and validation that I might be looking for. Then when you look at that goal, it's no longer on a big pedestal, right? It's a nice bonus. It's a luxury. It's something that powerful you can, of course, have like from a buffet if you wanted to. But when you approach your goal without putting it on a pedestal, you remove the resistance, your power rushes back to you, and the pathway to achieving what you want feels shorter, feels easier, and feels more available and open to you, because suddenly you've brought yourself up here. You've remembered that your power exists exactly where you are right now, rather than giving your power and emotional happiness away to sometime, someday, and something else. Number 2, something that really helps me when I'm feeling like my goal is far away is to instead use the practice of manifesting each and every baby step there. So I've mentioned before in previous videos, and I talk about this a lot when it comes to what kind of goal should you put on your scripting letter or any manifestation tool. We can manifest whatever fits into our bubble of belief. Instead of putting yourself through the torturous situation of having a list of things that you want to manifest that you actually don't believe is available to you at all, it would be much more beneficial for you to temporarily bring the goals, quote unquote, down a little bit into your sphere of what you currently believe is possible for this current version of you, because we manifest within our self-concept. So here is this current version of you and what you currently perceive this current version of you to be capable of. Based on how you perceive what is possible for you, you will manifest. Anything that does not align in your mind as available to this current version of you will not be available to you, because you will not allow yourself to be available to it. You will not allow yourself to go for it. You will not allow yourself to see that opportunity. You will not allow yourself to nail that interview, audition, whatever, if there's a lack of belief that it is available to you. So a much more healthy approach to manifestation is think about, okay, well, what do I believe that this current version of me is worthy, deserving, or able to manifest? Write those goals down. Let's say you want to become a millionaire, but you can't perceive this current version of you as able to manifest it. Okay, what financial amount do you feel that this current version of you is within reach of? It might be 1,000 extra pounds per month. It might be a pay rise of a certain increment that you do feel like, yeah, okay, here I am, this version of me, not someday, one day, but me right now. Yeah, I feel like I could stretch that far, still being this version of who I am, and manifest that. I believe that that is on the cards available to me. Immerse yourself in the manifestation process for the next few months into focusing on and manifesting all of the things that you currently feel like could be available to you right now anyway. And allow those things to come into your reality. Allow yourself to go after those things. Allow yourself to magnetize towards those things. And then prove yourself right. As those things start to manifest, first of all, you've leveled up in all areas of your life by one increment, which is potentially more of a success rate than if you're feeling like everything you want is a million miles away and then feeling defeated and feeling like manifestation doesn't work for you. So by this process of manifesting less big, you're actually getting a much higher success rate, which is showing your brain that manifestation works, that you are someone who can manifest, that you are growing, that you are expanding, that things are moving in the right direction. You're giving your brain loads of evidence and proof that is totally the programming that you do want to have. Then with that programming, guess what? Then you can expand a little bit more, and manifest the next step and the next step and the next step. So for anyone who feel like, by the way, if you love reaching for the stars, manifesting things that are quote unquote big, I say quote unquote big because nothing is big or small based apart from what we mentally perceive it to be. There are human beings that manifest things that you might think are big, but if they can manifest it, then it's not big. It's just an option, it's a choice, it's available to us, but we are the ones that make it unavailable to us with our self-concept belief system. So manifesting in progressive baby steps is a technique that I recommend anyone to try if the whole big manifestation technique has not been working too great and has actually been making you feel more shitty about yourself than anything else. And the third most important, fundamental thing that will help you overcome self-doubt when it comes to manifesting is making it your priority to do the subconscious work in terms of your belief system about yourself and what's possible for you. Or in other words, working on nurturing that relationship with you. Instead of speaking to yourself like you're a piece of dirt or hyper-focusing on all of your failures and ignoring your successes and wins every day, instead of being a bully to yourself, you can choose to be the nurturing mentor, parent, support system, best friend to you, which in turn, again, changes all your neural pathways to start to see yourself in a new light, to see yourself as a worthy and deserving human being, to start to trust yourself. A huge reason why we have doubt or self-doubt when manifesting is because we have trust issues with ourselves. We don't trust that we're going to be able to go from A to B. We don't trust that we're going to stay consistent enough to follow it through and achieve the goal. We don't trust that if we manifest it, we're going to be able to sustain it. And so how can we build that trust with ourselves? Give yourself relatively small tasks and goals and then do them. If you are somebody who has a pattern of not finishing what they start with big projects, look at the small. Do you finish what you start when it comes to washing up the dishes, when it comes to writing an email, when it comes to putting your laundry away? If you want to start to believe that you can finish what you start on bigger scale things, and this is literally a practice that I'm in the middle of doing right now to build up that new story for me, when I see myself procrastinating a task or stopping before I finish a task, I stop and I say, I finish what I start. I am the kind of person that finishes what she starts. And I use some effort to go against my old programming to train myself to show up as a version of me who finishes what she starts. The little things and the big things are interconnected. The little things are a clue and evidence of the big things, and we can change the big things by doing the small things, the way that the version of ourselves who we think is deserving of the thing that we want to manifest, we do it the way that that version of ourselves would. The daily practice of being kind to yourself, building that relationship with you, and showing up on a small scale as the version of you who you want to be is really, I think, the key if you want to start manifesting a totally different quality of life. Not just like the occasional random sporadic manifestation, but if you want to go, right, this is kind of the rule book and story that my life has been playing through up until now thus far. I want my life to be on a different plane completely. I want life to respond differently to me. I want results to appear differently for me. I want how I feel about myself to be different. I want how the universe treats me to be different. If you want it to be a completely different level, then really prioritizing the relationship with you and the deep subconscious work is the key. Now, this leads me perfectly on to inviting you once again to the free manifestation masterclass, because I'm going to be able to go into more depth about this. I'm going to be guiding you through a simple 4-step process, which I believe, from having reverse engineered how I've manifested anything and how other people have manifested things, this 4-step process is the key to being able to master the art of manifestation, to be able to overcome the obstacles that we often put in our own way, the resistance that we don't need to be putting in our way. If you want to feel the resistance lift, if you want to feel like the path that takes you from where you are now to where you want to go, if you want to clear that path and make that path smoother, then registering for the free manifestation masterclass would definitely be a good thing to do. It's going to be so beneficial. So let me know if this video gave you any breakthroughs. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring my bell so that you never miss another video, and give the video a cheeky thumbs up so that the YouTube algorithm knows to show you more videos like this one. Until next time, bye.